Good morning, everyone. It was supposed to be 29 degrees last night, which would mean things would freeze some. I don't see anything froze. And I'm quite grateful for it because I forgot my beans out here that I'm sprouting in coffee containers. They're coming up really nice, all of them. I was really surprised. And they're fine. So must have not been as cold as expected. So nice. Yeah. Thank you guys. Yeah. They knew my beans were out here. Okay. Oh, you think it doesn't work that way? I don't know. I guess it just depends what kind of relationship you got with it all, right? That's not controlling. It's just those are like little rewards. Those are rewards. Okay, all right. Working together with what? Spirit world. God in my heart, I'm in his. Whoopity whoop whoop. So I had really a really nice experience yesterday. I treasure things like that. And I'll start with a story I've already told a long time ago, but it goes with this one because there is a difference there. While working in town in the wintertime, I had to drive home and it had already started to snow. Yes, my drive home's about 10 miles. And one would think, well, if it just starts to snow, you're going to make it home just fine, aren't you? You'd be surprised on how much snow can be on the road within a short amount of time here when it starts snowing. And I knew I was going to be fine till I get to the bridge. Cross the bridge, then the little county road starts, and I have to go up into the mountains. And most likely there was more snow there on the road than farther below. And I was in the car, and I was worried. I was never a fan of driving in the snow, slippery stuff, and boy, did I encounter some dangerous situations. I always did all right. Well, as I got closer to the bridge, with my absolute worry in my mind, I heard two voices in the back seat. There wasn't anybody there, but I could hear them, and they were arguing with each other on who is going to get me home safely. And I listened to that for a while, and it was like this just, oh my gosh, this isn't helping, I mean, they're just arguing with each other, One says, I've lived here all my life. I know how to get her home in situations like that, and to give her the advice she needs to get safely up that hill, this and that. And the other one was saying, and I've been a truck driver for I don't know how long, and I know what it means to drive in the snow. I think I know to help her out. And I realized it was my father, my stepfather, who was a truck driver, had been a truck driver all his life, in Switzerland, so you can imagine wintertime there, and my father-in-law. Okay, who did live all his life here. Yes. I realized I'm going, and they've both already passed away. Here I'm gripping the steering wheel with, just hoping that I wasn't going to be slittering around on the road, okay? We have flash icing here as well. So it's like, this is like, okay, the driving here, as I said, and me, someone who just, oh no, I gotta get home, right? Safely. I'm gripping the steering wheel, and I said, look, you guys, I know who you are. It's great to have you here, but I'm telling you what, either you guys come to some kind of an agreement on how to get me home, or get the hell out of my car. Yep, that's what I said. And it got real quiet. Then suddenly I got the instructions. All right, now listen. Just go slow and steady. Right? Don't speed up suddenly. Don't brake suddenly. Go slow enough so that, but don't stop either. And just keep on going. And when you get to that one hill, just go a little bit faster, but don't speed up on it. Just keep going. Your car can do this. And sure enough, they got me home like that. I got to the top of the hill where we go into our driveway, and it got real quiet, and they were gone. Yeah, isn't that something? That's not the first time that happened either, but I'm telling this one. Yesterday, I started painting on the couple of pictures I want to make for my daughter's baby shower. Yes, I talked about that before. I had started them, and yesterday I started on the fine-tuning on it. And the fine-tuning means I have to draw things, which, okay. You know how you have it all in your head, and it all looks great in your mind, right? I mean, the pictures are done in my mind, but then when you have to put it down, actually, okay. And I'm not an experienced painter or an artist like that, okay? Jack of all trades. Yeah, I can do some. And, but not well. Not well like, for example, my youngest daughter. Oh, my son. Actually, all of my children are great at stuff like that. Yeah, where did you get that? Daddy's side. Yes. Anyway, they are all. I've said this also before. My husband's family, every one of them is an artist of some kind, or just really. How can you have, out of 8 children, 8 geniuses, right? Yes, yeah, in one area or another, right? Often self-taught as well. Okay, all right. So, so my children got all of that from their dad's side. Yes, they sure did. So here I'm holding the brush, and I'm a little older now, and it's kind of, I had to draw these really fine lines, and I'm going, man, it doesn't matter how thin my brush is, it's still going to be wobbly at this and that. I'm going, I got to draw some from my daughter's spirit right now, right? My youngest one, who's amazing with all this stuff. And I said, okay, now Chloe said, well, how do I do this? Yeah. And the first thing that came, I said, don't hold the brush like a pencil. Hold it like a brush. Right? And I got kind of instructed where to hold it exactly, this and that. And the other thing was, you can move the picture. Right? For that, you can just move the picture so that the part that you're working on is closer to you. Rotate the picture. So here I am. Oh, okay. I'm realizing my hand is really steady. Very steady and very precise. Something that I've not experienced in a long time, right? Yes? Wow, that was amazing. I'm going, wow, it's working. I'm actually drawing from my daughter's given talent spiritually. It's like, okay, you know how people say the Holy Ghost comes down on them? Yeah, I felt like the spirit of my daughter came down on me. My daughter is not in spirit world. She's alive and doing well. Yes? Okay. I was so tickled by that. I thought, wow, it is one thing for me to work together with spirit world and have the experience that I just gave with my stepfather and my father-in-law, right? That's something that's, okay, not new to me. It's every time an amazing thing to me. How that works. Yes? But to have that experience with someone that is still alive is even more so amazing to me. Yes? Yeah? For over a distance. So, of course, I couldn't help myself and had to call her up right away. And amazingly, and I didn't think she would because she was busy with her friend, with her partner in business, to paint another mural. Huh? And I called her anyway, and sure enough, she answers. She's in her. She said, oh, Mom, I just got in the car. I said, hey, I have to tell you something. And I showed her the pictures, and I said, now listen, right, Mom doesn't have the talent that you have, but I wanted to show them to her anyway because I was kind of proud of them, okay? And she's like, Mom, yeah, you did actually really well. And I told her the whole story, and I could tell on how she was just like, wow, that's really cool. She says, yeah, Mom, I'm really tired. I wonder. Okay. She worked all day, okay? Anyway, and we had just this most wonderful talk, mother-daughter talk, over something, yes, yeah, and on how I was able to draw from her talent, her knowledge, right? and then suddenly, even today still, my hand is really calm. I can tell my hand is calm. I'm not done yet. Still really calm. Sometimes I have to jitters it a little bit like that, right? Especially when I had a lot of coffee or whatever. Or, as I said, when you have to do something real fine, as you can tell. But even now, I'm realizing on how steady my hand is, right? Just doing this. Anyway, amazing, amazing, wonderful. There is a chapter in the Divine Principle that talks about mind and body unity. Yes? Yeah. And again, mind and body unity, what is that? Do we even know what that is? What does that entail? What does that mean for each one of us, really, when it comes down to it? How far into it are we with that or not? Have you ever had a really embarrassing moment? That came to my mind where, okay, I'll tell you what. If I remember, I will regurgitate it after our reading, right? Because it might not be necessary to do that. But mind and body unity, I find that such an interesting concept. Yes? The possibilities. Ooh, if I remember that, I should share that. That's way better than that other thing that I saw. I saw something yesterday, and I was blown away by that artist. Blown away. Ah! That's what the show's called! Okay, all right. Uh-huh. Yeah, see? Yes. Oh, so much to talk about. I'm never done. I got the wrong glasses. I can't see much with these. These glasses are when I watch TV, if I have to read subtitles or see people clearly. And the guys are coming back from South Carolina today, hopefully. Car seems to be fixed. So I got to pray there a little bit, make sure that they come home safe. One tends to fall asleep behind the wheel, and the other one tends to speed way past the speed limit. Hey, how old are these guys? Too old to do either. Okay. We are in 28, I believe. Where's my... Sorry, guys, gotta get up. Ooh, oh. Did I not read that other one down here? Yeah, I already read this one. Oh, I must have... 27. We're in first book of Chronicles, 27. Oh, my hands are cold. But I had to come out here. I needed to wake up. I slept so good. Whew. And had a hard time waking up this morning. So, I had to come outside. I got to go to the barn. I need to be awake here in a moment. Okay, I mean, I like to be awake when I start moving around. The military divisions. And the children of Israel, according to their number, the heads of fathers' houses, the captains of thousands and hundreds, and their officers served the king in every matter of the military divisions. These divisions came in and went out month by month throughout all the months of the year. Each division having 24,000. I have no idea what I just read. No clue. Over the first division for the first month was Yashobim, the son of Sabdiel, and in his division were 24,000. Okay, what were they doing? Month in and month out? What were they? Okay. He was of the children of Perez, and the chief of all the captains of the army for the first month. Oh, they switched leadership around. Is that what I'm reading here? Over the division of the second month was Dodai, an Ahohite, and of his division Miklot also was the leader. In his division were 24,000. The third captain of the army for the third month was Benaiah, the son of Jehoiada, the priest, who was chief. In his division were 24,000. The priest who was chief and his son was a captain in the army? Hey, that doesn't sound right again. This was the Benaiah who was mighty among the 30 and was over the 30. In his division was Ammisabad, his son. The fourth captain for the fourth month was Asahel, the brother of Joab, and Zebediah, his son, after him. In his division were 24,000. The fifth captain for the fifth month was Shamut, the Israelite. In his division were 24,000. The sixth captain for the sixth month was Ira, the son of Ikesh, the Tekoite. In his division were 24,000. The seventh captain for the seventh month was Helez the Pelonite of the children of Ephraim. In his division were 24,000. Okay. The eighth captain for the eighth month was Sibbechai, the Hushatite of the Sarhites. In his division were 24,000. The ninth captain for the ninth month was Abiezer, the Anatotite of the Benjaminites. In his division were 24,000. The 10th captain for the 10th month was Maharai, the Netophatite of the Sarhites. In his division were 24,000. The 11th captain for the 11th month was Benaiah, the Piratonite of the children of Ephraim. In his division were 24,000. The 12th captain for the 12th month was Heldai, the Netophatite of Othniel. In his division were 24,000. Okay. I have nothing to say to it. This is a guy thing. Okay. I don't know. I'm not getting the switching out. But interesting, they had 12 months, right? Yes. Okay. All right. I don't know what to say to it. There's absolutely a blank. It's not my area. Leaders of tribes. Furthermore, over the tribes of Israel, the officer of the Reubenites was Eleazar, the son of Sikri. Over the Simeonites, Shephatiah, the son of Maacah. Over the Levites, it says officers. The officer over the... Why are the Levites included in here? Hashabiah, the son of Kemuel, over the Aaronites, Sadok. What? Aaronites. Over Judah, it looks like they divided themselves into further tribes. Over Judah, Elihu, one of David's brothers. Over Issachar, Omri, the son of Michael. Over Zebulun, Ishmaiah, the son of Obadiah. Over Naphtali, Yerimot, the son of Azriel. Over the children of Ephraim, Hoshea, the son of Azaziah. Over the half-tribe of Manasseh, Joel, the son of Pedaiah. Over the half-tribe of Manasseh in Gilead, Iddo, the son of Zechariah. Over Benjamin, Yaziel, the son of Abner. Over Dan, Azarel, the son of Jeroham. These were the leaders of the tribes of Israel. But David did not take the number of those 20 years old and under, because the Lord had said he would multiply Israel like the stars of the heavens. Joab, the son of Zeruiah, began a census, but he did not finish, for wrath came upon Israel because of this census, nor was the number recorded in the account of the Chronicles of King David. Huh? Is that again from that initial one, or did you do it again? Okay. Yeah. Other state officials. And Azmavet, the son of Adiel, was over the king's treasuries. Now, let me go back one more time of the leaders of the tribes and how this is presented. I must assume, because I'm not quite getting it, maybe we'll get more later, that all these officers and a lot of these people in the military and monthly assigned 24,000 and changing the leaders must have something to do with taxing the people, controlling the people. I'm assuming that, okay? That's kind of what it sounds like a little, because otherwise, why would God have a problem with that? If they're protecting the people, making sure everybody is well taken care of and behaves, okay, that's a good thing too, right? Keep an eye on people a little bit when it comes to that. But that's not what it sounds like, does it? Because God was unhappy. He was not happy with something that happened. Though I dare say, was God really a part of this? Something must have happened, though, that people went, or David went, or the officers went, or the Levites, the prophets went, because how were the people of Israel actually faring under all this? Right? I'm just asking. I'm assuming. So, anywho, and anyhow. So back to this. And Azmavet, the son of Adiel, was over the king's treasuries. These are other state officials. And Jehonathan, the son of Uzziah, was over the storehouses in the field, in the cities, in the villages, and in the fortresses. Here it comes. So people weren't working just for themselves, right? In their village, this, that. It was overseen by whom? And the storehouses were guarded. Oh. If the people had enough and were willing participants to support David and his palace and his ruling, then why would that be needed? Huh? Okay. I don't know. I wasn't there, so it's a little odd. Ezri, the son of Caleb, was over those who did the work of the field for tilling the ground. Wow, they were even... Okay. Oh, is this with where people maybe that they didn't kill and then enslaved? Why would they be over people working in the fields? I thought every tribe was taking care of that among themselves. And here's David now as the king doing what? Right? Yes? Okay. Interesting. All right. Where that all went. And Shimei the Ramathite was over the vineyards, and Sabdi the Shipmite was over the produce of the vineyards for the supply of wine, of course. Baal-Hanan, the Gederite, was over the olive trees and the sycamore trees that were in the lowlands, and Joash was over the store of oil. Ooh, sycamore trees. We have lots of sycamore trees here. They're amazing on pulling up the water from deep within the ground, not just for themselves, but what is around them. And we have lots and lots of sycamores here, which people don't really like sycamores for one reason or another, but they're in here. I have to go and find out what was valuable about these sycamore trees, that they were guarded even. And Shitrai, the Sharonite. All right, something comes to mind here now. Surely that word didn't start with this, right? As a short, hey, Shitrai. It's spelled like that. Interesting. All kind of stuff we find here. And Shitrai and the Sharonite was over the herds that fed in Sharon, and Shaphat, the son of Adlai, was over the herds that were in the valleys. Obil, the Ishmaelite, was over the camels. Jediah, the Meronotite, was over the donkeys. And Jaziz, the Hagrite, was over the flocks. All these were the officials of King David's property. Oh, okay. So did King David have his own properties, this and that, where he actually provided for himself? It kind of sounds like that as well, doesn't it? Yes? I don't know. It doesn't really say. Or is King David's property all of Israel? Well, maybe we'll find out. Also, Jehonathan, David's uncle, was a counselor, a wise man, and a scribe. And Jehiel, the son of Hakmani, was with the king's sons. Ahithophel was the king's counselor, and Hushai the Archite was the king's companion. After Ahithophel was Jehoiada, the son of Benaiah, then Abiathar, and the general of the king's army was Joab. Yes. That's the end of 27. Ooh, my thumbs are frozen. Frozen, my dear people. Frozen. Okay. King David's properties. Was David the only one that had, if we let's find the good. Could it have been that David had his own properties and then had all these people employed, that where he made actually his own money, this and that, right? His own food, right? And didn't take it from the people. Well, we already know the people were taxed, okay, and all that. And when you look in history, was there ever a king that actually did that? Interesting. Anywho, it's questionable. I'd say, okay, I don't know. And interestingly enough, the census, or the military kind of census and all that, and how that all happened, they separated that out from then the officers of the states, which, okay, sounds to me like, okay, the officers of the tribes. So it's all of Israel that is considered King David's property. That's kind of what it sounds like. That's what I understand, though. Kind of hoping maybe it wasn't like that, right? But it's interesting how that's separated out from the wrath of God. Yes? And just the military stuff. And that's not been recorded in the annals of the kings, right? With David. And I wonder what else wasn't properly recorded then. Yes? Or left out. Oh, I don't know. It's an odd one on how to control the people. How that already started. And on how later on we know that the people of Israel, it wasn't just outsiders who came in and started putting idols up and all that. Come on now. I think they just lost faith in God, belief in God, because under God's rule with these kings, life didn't seem to have been very good. So you're going to go and look for something else you can pray to hope things get better. And of course, if some people say, hey, yeah, it works for us to pray to this other dude or dudette or whatever, multiple ones, what you going to do? See how misrepresented God was? In so many different ways. Yeah. So sad, right? Oh, so what did I see? I've been watching a show I just came across. It's called Blown Away. It's about glass blowing. And that's an interesting bunch of artists, I can tell you that. Interesting. Number one, found throughout the seasons, I think there are 5 or 6 of them, and I'm on the last one. Yeah, I started with the newest one, and I'm working my way backwards. They're very conscientious about recycling their environment. Right? Even though, right? Well, that's got to be hot with these. That's called a hot shop. I learned some things too. Beautiful stuff that these people make. And it's interesting also to see how they grow within a season in their glass making. There are some they've been doing this, blowing glass, say all for 30 years, right? Then there are others who, kind of backyard, glass blowers and but good enough to get on the show, right? And some that, are kind of younger and haven't done that for quite as long. And in the second season, there is a woman and a guy in the finale. And this lady was surprised that she got as far as she did. And her journey through the whole season, I loved. It's amazing. And she put together this show, glass show, in the finale that I was absolutely blown away with, and the concept, which was mental health, had to do with mental health. Now, I don't know exactly on how she put it out there or wanted it to be, but this is my take on it. She had in the back, it looked a little like a butterfly with all these different blown pieces, and they were hanging from the ceiling. Then a little farther up from that piece, right, she had all these really thin glass strands, okay? Yes? Like pipes, but real thin. So it looked like a curtain on either side, and it was open in the middle, right? Yes? Okay. And then in the front, she had a few more pieces, and she had pieces where she had these like ink blobs, yes, on the inside of the glass bowls, clear black blobs, and she filled them with water. So when you looked at them from the outside at the ink blob, it looked one way. But then when you went around and looked into the glass, of course the ink blob looked different. Okay, artist. And I envisioned myself, right? So to walk, and I thought, oh my gosh, I immediately thought of on how fragile the mind can be, right? In some. And I envisioned myself looking at that display to walk through it, because it's all glass, very gingerly and study, right? Especially the kind of balloons she made, right, with the ink blobs, and gingerly walk through it as if I would be walking in a person's mind, right? Yes? And it was beautiful. It was absolute. I loved it. It was beautiful. I wanted to go. I wanted to be in that display and walk around it with the utmost care. I'm not a person that has a mental disturbance. Okay? Yes? There is no, I don't know what that is. I've never known what, do I get sad? Yes, of course. Do I feel the suffering of people out there? Yes, I do. But I don't get depressed. Okay? Yes? That's not depression to me. And it never lasts very long either. The sadness, I feel like I carry a certain amount around with me at all times, again, with care, right? For others, not because of myself. Anxiety. I don't have anxieties. I guess one could say that as a child one has some, because you don't know yet, right? You haven't experienced enough yet. Right? Most people have anxiety and fear, angst of death, which kind of, I feel, yeah, that is a very common one. No, I don't feel that one anymore either, right? But that's me. So do I want to? Okay, so, well, I always feel if you prepare yourself for the inevitable, okay, then that's better than ignoring it. Yes? Right? Okay. So, many different other things, right, that I don't deal with. Many people do deal with for one reason or another, right? Their mind has accrued a disturbance, right? Yes? And it can, of course, reach your heart. And this lady, this woman, what she wanted to show with her display is kind of, the mental state of people with a disturbance, right? Yet also the beauty of the mind. Yes, okay. And it gave me, this was like this. Again, this is, what the right thing is, and what the wrong thing is, but you don't know why it is the right thing, right? I always know when it's why it is wrong, right? But why is it the right way, right, to approach something? For example, don't kill another human being. Just don't do that, okay? That's wrong. That's always going to be wrong, regardless on how right you feel you are due to the circumstances. Yes? Okay. Envisioning myself to walk through this display considering it to be the fragile mind that we all have, right? Just depends on how we, in a way, okay, protect it, rather recognize our mind and then work with it as best as we can. Okay. Walking through it, and I started to feel as if I can understand better on what people are going through. And on how, for myself, someone like me, on how carefully I have to tread, okay, amongst a beautiful mind like that. Oh, what movie comes to mind? Right? Okay. Yet, of course, a person who has a disturbance going on in their mind, right? Of course, for them to recognize the beautiful mind that they actually have, and that there are some things in their mind that really need attention for one reason or another, on how carefully they need to thread through their own mind, not by taking drugs, getting on I don't know how many pills, this and that, alcohol, whatever else, um, become disagreeable with people, right? Hide away, lock themselves up, but really to explore what is going on in their mind. This, as I said, I loved the display. I loved the concept, and then my own vision on how I would thread as who I am, and on how people should thread through it, who are on how they are, right? Yes? Isn't that something? Ah, this lady was one of the underdogs. She called herself that. And made it to the finale. She didn't win. The guy won, okay? There was one woman and two guys. And the guy was doing kind of the hammer and the screwdriver and the nail kind of thing and whatever, you know. To me, it didn't mean anything. It was a guy thing. He was kind of, displaying the emotions that he had going through the whole season with being nervous, this and that, blah, blah, blah. Things could go wrong. No, no, no. And to me, it was like, oh, okay. It didn't mean anything to me. I see, oh. But I could see that the guys went nuts over it, right? So the guy won. I think the girl won. I absolutely think that this woman showed us something absolutely fabulous. Not just in glass blowing and how she is talented in that, but on putting together something that really has this deep meaning and message. Amazing. Amazing to me. Anyway, I have to tell the story. It's one of the most amazing things I've seen an artist do. Yeah. Anyway, that's what I wanted to share. And time is it? How many? Oh, we're good. I got to go to the barn. And then I got to keep painting. Yes, 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 yes. So beautiful here. When it's cold, a cold night like it was last night, it didn't freeze. The air is really, really clear here. It's fresh, it's clear. Ah. So good for the mind too, isn't it? Yes? Okay. That's all I have to share. God's love and blessings always. May He protect you. And I will talk to you all another time.